Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Blue Mountain Bigfoot Research.
And Hannah from Squatch and Hannah.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another night at the Paddy Wagon.
Where we are wasting away another day in Coronaville.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking for my lost bottle of Lysol. Some people say that there's a virus to blame, but we know it's got to be the government's fault.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Tonight we're going to be talking about get out there in Squatch America, but there's going to be a twist coming up, so stay tuned till later. First of all, we want to ask all you out there. Hi, Garrett.
Nice to see you, buddy.
So we're asking how you're doing out there in Coronaville. We're doing okay. We actually moved. No, were we here last week?
We were here last week.
And
remember, we had the late broadcast
because
we came
were
in
moving.
on a Sunday.
Okay, got it. So now we got some great news. That's coming later too, about what's going to be happening here shortly. And now, without further ado, not only, ladies and gentlemen, and we'd like to keep you up to date on stuff happening in the woods out there that can possibly harm you. And not only do we have to worry about COVID-19 and bears and cougars and Bigfoots
and lions and tigers and bobcats and wood termites
and cold weather
and mosquitoes the size of frickin' helicopters.
Yep. But, and by the way, the mosquitoes are out. I've been getting ate up. They just love me. They ignore her, but they bite me. I don't know why. That happens with people.
Anyway,
I must be a lot sweeter.
There's a new threat. I swear, I saw the funniest meme the other day. It said, because this is May, the 5th month, it said, "It's May now. Welcome to Jumanji Level 5.
Okay.
Someone needs to turn off the damn video game.
Yeah, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Murder Hornets.
Murder hornets in the United States. This is so exciting from the New York Times.
Yeah.
This is a report out of Blaine, Washington. If you don't know...
I meant, you can't write this stuff. Look, Stephen King...
Missed out
on this one. I meant, he should have been on his game on this one. But...
No. Man, this is like...
This is it.
Who's the Jurassic Park guy?
Oh gosh, you just...
Anyway, he wrote out a science. Where are all of our sci-fi writers? They kind of danced around all this stuff going on, but no, this is Murder Hornets. I'm telling you, this is... Okay, who is the other guy? The guy who did the birds?
Alfred Hitchcock.
This is like Alfred Hitchcock-esque. Listen to this. This is out of Blaine, Washington, which is up in Washington State on the Canadian border.
Right, and that's not too far from where we are, and we do a lot of squatching in that area. So this is from the New York Times, by the way.
All right, in his decades of beekeeping, Ted McFall had never seen anything like it. As he pulled up his truck to check on a group of hives near Custer, Washington in November, he could spot from the window a mess of bee carcasses on the ground. As he looked closer, he saw a pile of dead members of the colony in front of a hive and more carnage inside. Thousands and thousands of bees with their heads torn from their bodies and no sign of a culprit. Going on, only later did he come to suspect that the killer was what researchers simply call the murder hornet. Now listen to what these God-forsaken suckers...
Yeah.
Listen to this. With queens that can grow up to 2 inches long. It's like those tarantula hawks from California. Right. 2 inches long. Asian giant. I'm telling you what, the whole Asian continent is really getting an unfair rap this year. That's for sure. Asian giant hornets can use mandibles shaped like spiked shark fins to wipe out a honeybee hive in a matter of hours, decapitating the bees and flying away with the thoraxes to feed their young. This is like something straight out of the X-Files.
Yeah, it is.
In fact, I think actually that's pretty close. Because remember, they had that one where that that praying mantis.
Oh yeah.
Or was that Buffy?
I don't.
Buffy.
Oh, that was Buffy.
That was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where they had the praying mantis queen, and she would wrap people up and then feed them to her. Oh, okay. So Joss Whedon nailed this one 20 years ago. Okay. Anyway, for larger targets, the hornet's potent venom and stinger, long enough to puncture a beekeeping suit, make for an excruciating combination that victims have likened to hot metal driving into their skin. In Japan, the hornets kill up to 50 people a year. Now, for the first time, they have arrived in the United States.
Oh, boy.
So we have COVID-19 and Asian murder hornets.
And killer bees from down south.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Oh, yes, and not only that, what country was it? There's a country in Africa, a locust infestation that's wiping out Africa.
Yeah.
These are biblical proportions.
A lot of fun. Fun times.
Thank you, Terry. Steven Spielberg, Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Well, no, Steven Spielberg directed it, but...
he didn't write it. But anyhow.
Dean Koontz.
No, not Dean Koontz.
No, not Dean
Anyway.
Koontz. Anyway.
And it wasn't James Cameron. It was someone else. Anywho. It's got to stop. We got to stop. I saw another one. I've seen so many 2020 memes. It's just funny. My favorite one was about 2020 is like, and this is for all the women out there. It's like trying to put on your sports bra after you've only dried off halfway from your shower, and now you're just waiting for Jesus to come cut you out. Yeah, that's 2020.
Okay. Are we still on? I don't see us. I guess we're still on.
Yeah, we're still on.
All right. So anyway.
Sorry, forgive his confusion.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the thing at hand, ladies and gentlemen. Which is what I wanted to talk about. And
I think my hair's turning
here we
red.
go. It's time to Squatch, America. Okay. We want you guys to get out in the woods.
Go find Squatch. By the way, just so you have some updated information on this. It is very true, much to the chagrin of the average camper, the average RVer. Yes, BLM and National Forest campgrounds and developed recreation sites are closed. However, non-developed BLM and National Forest land is still wide open. So get your tails out there.
Yep. And we are heading out there really soon.
In just a few weeks.
Not even a few. Well, yes. Just a little over a week. Anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, next Sunday will be our last live chat from Oregon. We are bugging out. To tell you what happened is we usually hang around the Pacific Northwest most of the summer because of Bigfoot festivals that, we're guest speakers at and stuff like that. But most of those have already canceled for us. So we had an opportunity. We had an offer so good we couldn't turn it down.
We just couldn't refuse.
Yeah, we had an offer we couldn't refuse. That's how we're going to put that. Well,
you have to say that through your teeth like Marlon Brando would.
Yeah, I'll give you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah,
no, I can't do that.
Okay.
Anyway, so we are bugging out of Baker City, Oregon on the 12th. So
and also the space that we're at is going to be closed on the 12th, so we can't stay here anymore.
Yeah.
The owners of the park need the space for their rig.
Yeah, where we're at. So we're bugging out on the 12th, and I need to get a hold of some local people here. Like I think Craig is one.
Yes.
That we want to get over to LeGrand someday before we take off and be able to meet with you. But we are leaving on the 12th. We are going to pull out of here, and we're going to take a 10 days.
10-day trek across America.
Yeah, we're going to go 10 days across America, and we're going to land in Maine.
Millinocket, Maine.
Yes, we're going to stop. We're going to spend our summer in Maine. I've got a friend up there who's just where we're going to be based out of Lake Millinocket, if I can say it right.
Millinocket.
Yeah, there's a campground there that requested us to come, and we're going to be doing basically camp hosting there for the summer. So we have to work a little bit in the camp, but most of the time we have to ourselves. So we're going to, we have to work 20 hours a week. I can do that, the first 3 days. but then we're going to go spend a lot of time in the woods. I got a friend who is a Bigfooter in that area. He's about 2 hours away. And then plus Canada is only 2 hours away.
And your family's hometown.
And my family's hometown is only an hour and a half away. So, yeah.
And our friend Garrett is only 2 hours away.
Yes, that's it. So, we're going to be able to spend a lot of time in the woods over there in the beautiful, great state of Maine. Do they call them maniacs? It's
I believe so.
I believe they call them maniacs. That's where my dad's from, and definitely. So it's beautiful territory. It's going to be a little bit different for us than I'm used to, probably.
And unfortunately, because we have got to hightail it over there, we have got to drive. We will not be squatching along the way.
Unfortunately,
we will be stopping at wineries, but that doesn't do us much good during the Corona crackdown. So we're pretty much just going to drive straight across, land there, and then after the summer is over, we will meander our way back this way and do some squatching on the way back.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're taking this Squatch America thing national now. We were going to wait for a little while, but I think we're going to go ahead and just do it.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to spend the summer up in Maine. We'll probably do some town hall meetings, try to get some reports from some people, do some investigations. Anywhere close around, well, we can do Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, northern Massachusetts, northern New York.
That's called upstate.
Upstate New York.
Which is anywhere in New York except for
if you're familiar, there's a town in upstate New York called Whitehall. And if you go to, I think it's on Amazon Prime, there is a documentary called The Beast of Whitehall. And we're going to go check that out. Definitely, we're going to find some time this summer to do that, to run over there for 2 or 3 days and check out Whitehall and those areas where those reports were taken. These were reports done by police officers.
Yep.
Police officers who were told by their superiors to shut up, basically, and some of them actually quit their jobs because of it. Because they weren't going to lie about what they saw. So we're going to go check that out. And then, of course, in Maine, there's a plethora of reports, and you're on the border of New Brunswick, Canada, right there. In fact, half my family's from New Brunswick, and the other half's from northern Maine up there. So
I'll be interested to see how many Villettes we run into in Maine.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I've been back there before, and if you open the phone book, our last name Villette, is pretty rare to see in a phone book, but up there it's like the biggest part of the phone
Jones,
book. Yeah, it's like Jones and Smith. So that's going to be kind of fun. Going to reconnect with some of my history, I guess, up there.
And I have never been to New England.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to go to New England.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we will take some time and go down into to New York City and see my cousins. That would be fun.
Yeah, we could do that too.
He will never voluntarily go into the city ever.
No.
I took him to Manhattan a few years ago when we went on a choir trip, and After about 2 days, I could see him losing his sanity.
Yeah, I was done. Yeah.
The pizza was worth it.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. Yes, lobster.
Lobster Man.
Yes, we're going to have to hit up that
No,
name.
he says home of Lobster Man.
Lobster Man.
Have you heard of Lobster Man? That sounds like something from the X-Files too.
We're going to have to check that one out.
Yes.
Now, I know I'm very familiar with, they have kind of in the New York, around the Great Lakes area, where we're going to spend some time. There's a lot of what they call Dogman in that area. But Lobster Man, I'm gonna have to research that one. That's a new one on me. I thought I knew all my cryptids. So lots of Crandalls in Nova Scotia.
Oh, Crandalls.
Oh, Crandalls.
Oh, Crandalls, yes.
Okay, Craig Crandall. Yeah.
Oh, he's a fellow Canuckian.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my dad's actually from New Brunswick.
So, are we going to talk about anything of substance tonight?
Yes, we are. I wanted to get some of your questions out there tonight, and catch up on some stuff. Yeah, let me.
We need to start having commercial breaks.
No, we don't. So.
But we could do our own commercials. Like we could produce the commercials.
We could. That'd be fun. So
I've written commercial jingles before. Whoa. So here in northeastern Oregon, we're having the weirdest May weather.
It is. Our whole camper just shook
with wind.
Oh my gosh. We had that last night. It was like, is this thing going over or not?
I mean, this is an 11,000-pound rig, and it's not too easy to blow over, but boy, it felt like it might.
Yeah. So.
I don't know if they can hear that. Can they hear that? Oh, you didn't take down the awning.
The awning's still up. Okay. Anyway.
Should I go
No, we're fine.
Okay. Somehow I think we're not, and we're just going to take off like a box kite here any minute.
Yeah, any minute now. So I was going to catch you guys up on something. Where is the right? I'm going to switch to that so I can add something right here.
So it's been a really busy day while he's doing that. It has been a really busy day. We discovered something when we were gone over on the coast. We discovered that the front pass-through of our trailer, and I know you're not here to see trailer stuff, but it's relevant as to why he's so unprepared today.
Yeah.
We discovered that the pass-through over the winter, some water had come in through a faulty seal and had rotted out the floor of our pass-through storage. Of course, the pass-through storage is on top of the bedroom, and enough deterioration of the supports and our bedroom would fall through. We just bought this. We don't need that. So he discovered that a few days ago, and he has been working all day taking floor and beams out and completely soaked insulation. We had to go to the hardware store, the lumber yard, buy all the stuff for the new floor. And he has been working like a dog all day long. He came in at 4:30 to get ready for this. And so pardon his, it's just been a crazy day. I worked my tail off all day getting the month of May ready for all of my online classes. And so honestly, we have faulted our audience.
Yeah.
But life happens.
Yeah. I think I got it.
So Johnny wants to know, when you go to Wisconsin, what part are you going to? We won't be able to hit Wisconsin until we come back from Maine. But we will be hitting up Kenosha, which is very close to the Minnesota border, correct?
No, it's on actually Lake Michigan. So.
Do we even want to deal with Michigan right now?
Yeah, probably not.
No, we will be going to Kenosha and guesting on one of their shows on WLIP, The Lip.
WLIP, The Lip.
I would like to be a DJ for WLIP.
Yeah, I know.
WLIP.
So they have a thing called The Lip, the radio show, and it's 1051. So it's Area 51 or Area 1051, the Lip show at night, where they talk about cryptids and stuff like that. So the other day, and I'm going to just cover Hannah up with this. Okay.
Thank you, because I'm not liking how my hair is looking in this light.
Okay, so the other day we showed you a photo of it looked like a disembodied hand that that was sent to us. Now, it was sent to a gentleman who sent it. It's sent to a gentleman, a fellow Squatcher.
Here, about 50 miles up the road from us.
Yeah, about 50 miles up the road from us. They sent it to me to get an opinion on it, and I was looking at it, and we kind of popped it up to see if we could get anything from you guys, but
Dun, dun, dun.
I got to looking at it, and some of the bone structure in it just wasn't right. It was
off.
It was off. And I wrote the guy who sent it to me to look at it. I wrote it back and I said, there's two of the metatarsal bones in the hand that aren't supposed to be connected. These are connected. So I don't know if that's a Bigfoot or not. I wouldn't say it was.
And some of the nails are nicely manicured, and the others are not. Yeah, so that's really telling, because we do know that Bigfoots do like a good manicure.
I don't. So we found this.
At least they should.
So we found this, and it's very similar to what the picture they showed me, and I got to looking at it closer.
And this is so sad, by the way.
It is kind of sad, but ladies and gentlemen,
this is as sad as disembodied bees.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you find this, see, here's how important it is to have a size reference on it. This is the paw of a beaver. It is very deceptive if you take the right picture with the fingernails and stuff. It kind of looks very Bigfooty. So
that's just sad, because you know that beaver pulled his own hand off to get out of a trap.
Well, maybe, or maybe they were skinning it and cut the hand off. Anyway, either way,
it's disgusting.
Either way, people. I'm positive the guy who got the photo originally, wasn't hoaxing it. I mean, he got the photo. He was kind of excited about it, and he sent it to a bunch of us. And we got to looking at it. We got to look at it. He went back for more information, and it kind of wasn't there anymore from the person who sent it to them. And that's always kind of a clue right there, is when somebody sends you something but they have nothing to back it up with.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad, but anyway, but this happens a lot, and we've talked about this before, that people send us stuff, and I have to, weed through the stuff. And if I can get more information, that's when I get excited, when I say, okay, you sent me this, tell me about it. Can you send me more information? Can you go back to the site? Can you tell me where you found this? That's a really kind of interesting clue.
So here's, for everyone out there, we've asked you to go out, get into those open lands that are still open, and look for Squatch. When you find, we found stuff just being out, for 2 nights in National Forest land last weekend, and I couldn't believe it. I found a print.
She found a print
without him going, "Hey, honey, what do you think this is?" I mean, I said, "Hey, Scott, get over here, look at this." And there was the metatarsal break and everything, mid-tarsal, whatever, anyway. But when he went, and it was, yay big, something like that. Anyway, it is really important when you go out there, even as amateurs, we can do this. If I can do this, we can all do this. When you take a picture of something, give it a size reference.
Please.
So when he took the picture of the print I found, he had me hold my hand up against it, so that you could really see that the print was 2.5 times the length of my hand. You could see how far up my hand the mid-tarsal break came. You could see, how much narrower my hand was than the actual width of the print. So just something as simple as putting your hand up against a print as a size reference, because that paw there, without a size reference, there was no telling, is it 4 inches or is it 24 inches?
Yeah, so you don't know. So yeah, and plus we were hiking around doing our, I usually have a backpack that I carry with all my stuff in it, and we weren't.
But we were having so much fun.
We were just goofing around, and with that at that point, so we didn't have a size reference. So like I said, I had her hold her hand, because then I can go back to the photograph and I can lay a grid over it, you know, with a, like with Photoshop, just lay a grid over it. I can measure her hand because I have that with me. Measure that, and then measure it, and then you know, compare that to the grid, and that way we got a measurement, and then we can measure all the pictures we took, you know, with the grid. So that's kind of cool to do. So if you can lay anything next to it that can be measured, like your cell phone or something, like, well, if you're taking a picture with a cell phone, that'd be hard to do. But anyway, but whatever you lay there, make sure you send a measurement of what was sent.
Yep.
You know, so
what you could do with your cell phone is you could put your own foot next to it and take the picture.
Right, and then measure your boot, because it's not your shoe size, it may be a little bigger.
So Johnny is suggesting when we get to Wisconsin that we go to Bong Park, because there are a lot of UFO sightings at Bong Park.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to look that one up.
There might be some other interesting things at Bong Park.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
Who would name a park Bong?
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on.
Moving right along. No, actually, my squatching friend from Maine spends a lot of time in, is it in Kentucky?
Or Georgia?
No, it's in Kentucky. I think it's in Kentucky.
Kentucky's beautiful.
He and I may take a weekend and run down there too, because he spends a lot of time in what's called the Daniel Boone National Forest. And he gets stuff happening to him all the time down there. In fact,
Daniel Boone had a sighting.
Little known fact, Daniel Boone had a sighting. He swore he shot one, actually. So
back in the shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of interesting, in case you didn't know that. What else we got going on here? We got to look up Lobster Man. We've got to.
I'll look up Lobster Man right now.
Go. Oh, what part in Wisconsin? Have to remember to bring some Fix-All with me. Yes, Fix-All works great. You mix it about the consistency. Oh man, I can't even talk tonight. I've been like cutting lumber and cleaning up stuff all day. About the same consistency of pancake batter. It can be a little loose, so it gets in all the cracks and stuff.
I can't find anything about the Maine Lobster Man. I find a lot about Maine Lobster Man as in lobster catcher people. And there's some ghost trap news about a ghost. The ghost traps long lost keep catching lobsters. I don't see anything about like a cryptid lobster man. Let me try cryptid.
That's cool.
The spectral moose of Maine.
That's going to be interesting.
Fun. Yes, yeah. Apparently. So at this camp we're going to, they have a bunch of different expeditions. That Scott may well be taking charge of. They have just regular hiking into the mountains expeditions. They have ATV expeditions. Mm-hmm. They have moose expeditions. I've seen a moose up close. I was visiting Alaska a long time ago, and it was in January. And by the way, if you...
He was just kidding about Lobster Man.
Oh. Well, don't kid. Y'all know I take y'all very seriously, and you know that. Anyway, so I was in Alaska, and in January. By the way, never ever visit Anchorage in January. That's just dumb. But anyway, and on the back deck of my friend's house, there was a moose the size of a double-decker bus, and we did not go outside that day.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the expedition that I want to take, that operates out of this camp, and the camp is Wilderness Edge, by the way. You can go to wildernessedge.com. It's a beautiful campground. It looks like a scene straight out from on Golden Pond.
Or Friday the 13th.
Anyway, they have an expedition to go see a ghost train.
Ghost trains.
I love trains. And this is what got me interested in Wilderness Edge Campground, because I saw a feature article from them. Yep. But anyway, apparently at some point in our distant past, there were a couple steam engines that were just abandoned there, and the forest grew up around them, and they were only recently discovered.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'll see if I can throw a shot up of these. But it's literally a 2-hour hike into where these trains are, which I thought was very interesting. Just to see these trains.
And while he's pulling that up, I did tell the camp, the camp director or whoever, the guy, his name is Marcel, a really nice guy. He was interviewing us, which was pretty well. Anyway, it was pretty informal, but he asked what our skills were, and we were talking about the being able to lead expeditions. I said we do our own expedition. We take people to look for Bigfoot. He says, well, we haven't seen Bigfoot around here. I said, well, that doesn't mean he's not there.
True story.
So
yeah, we're going to maybe run some expeditions of Bigfoot out of there too.
Yes, why not? And maybe have a town hall in Millinocket. I just can't wait. So when I was talking with Marcel on the phone during our little, what we're calling an interview, he definitely had that really strong northeastern Bahaba accent. Yeah. And as you can tell, my family comes from the Bronx, so I grew up with a really strong New York influence. And I also learn languages extremely easily, and I tend to take on the affect of whatever area I'm living in. And so
she does.
Maybe 3 weeks before I sound like a genuine New Englander.
Yeah, maybe 3 weeks. All right, there they are.
Yes.
There's the ghost trains. Now, it's a 2-hour hike into the mountains where they found these trains.
That looks like a pretty squatchy area, doesn't it?
It really does. So we'll be keeping you guys, we'll still be doing our Sunday updates. And so we'll be keeping you guys informed of what we find.
And we'll be taking lots and lots of videos. Maybe we'll have more than just the Sundays and the Fridays.
Yeah. So we'll
Paddy Wagon. And if you haven't subscribed to the Paddy Wagon, I know it's not a whole lot going on the Paddy Wagon channel, but there will be more. If we can all get into the wineries, we're talking the Paddy Wagon wine tour, cooking dinner in the Paddy Wagon, all sorts of wonderful things.
Yeah. Patrick asked a question. You ever been to WVA?
West Virginia? I haven't been to West Virginia. I've been to Virginia. Well, I've been to Arlington.
Yeah. I haven't.
I've been to Arlington for an evening in the historic downtown, but I've never been to West Virginia. There are so many places I want to go. Yeah,
and so you guys keep sending us a list. So we will try to hook up with everybody. We're going to be there most of the summer, like 3 months, and then after that, we're free.
Yes,
we are free to
because here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Are you ready?
I don't know. I hope my students aren't watching.
Okay, here we go.
So I'm gonna get all woo-woo on you. I'm gonna get woo-woo on you.
No, you're not.
I am gonna get woo-woo on you. So I've spent my whole life desperate for paycheck security, like most of us, and I've turned down lots of opportunities for him to strike out on his own and go big. And guess what? I did something a month ago. Mm-hmm. I made the decision a month ago, and a few weeks ago I made it formal, but as of the end of the school year, I will no longer be teaching. I have resigned my position effective the end of the school year, and we are going to take Bigfoot full time.
Yep.
And it's a big jump. It's really a leap of faith.
Yeah.
I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes to my husband. I'm saying yes to the universe. And it's been amazing how things have opened up for us.
Fantastic. So we, after our 3 months in Maine, we are free to go anywhere in the United States and look for any Bigfoot anywhere. Heck, I might not even just limit it to Bigfoot. We might go
to Bong Park and wait for the UFOs.
No, I'm not a big UFO guy. Though I don't.
He's a big ghost guy, though. We love ghosts.
Yeah, and also we went to, there's other cryptids out there like chupacabras and the Jersey Devil and. What else is out there?
The
Mothman.
the
Dogman. Anyways,
shapeshifters.
Oh yes. Well, some of this stuff, I believe. Now, this is just my theory. Okay. And when I say it's my theory, it's just a thought in my head. I'm not basing this on. I'm basing this on what I thought in my head. So, I think the Dogman, maybe. I'm not sure about the Jersey Devil because it flies, but apparently, or Mothman. But I think a lot of these cryptids out there are just misidentified Bigfoot.
Makes sense.
So.
What is the shapeshifter called? What is that? The
Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Yeah. So
we could be our very own supernatural team.
Yeah, we could. And stay in crappy hotels everywhere. No.
We have our own. We have a way nice, crappier hotel right here.
Yeah. So anyway, after our summer in Maine and Squatch in Maine and Squatch in New Brunswick and maybe some Ontario, Canada, and
or at least maybe or some other parts of New England.
In some other parts of New England. After the summer, we're going to make our way back across the United States, but we're going to take our time doing it.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend like a month here.
It might take us 2 months to get back.
Yeah.
Or 3 months.
So we're going to hit like Daniel Boone National Forest and wherever you guys suggest for us to go. And if you're there, we would love to meet up with you, and you can show us your hot spots. And
help us host a town hall meeting.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Because
we could do on the spot Bigfoot festivals.
Yeah, we could.
Or what did I call them?
Presentations.
Squatch Talk with Talks.
Yeah, Squatch Talk with Talks. Anyway, so the reason we want to do this, and we've talked about this before, is we want to stop so much being in the woods, knocking on trees and things, or finding evidence. We still want to do that. I mean, we absolutely want to do that, but that's not what we want to focus on, and that's not what I think is going to be important to the Bigfoot world in general, because we have tons of footprints. We have tons of, we have DNA, we have hair, we have scat, we have pictures, we have video, we have...
Now it's time for a nationwide narrative.
We have a ton of that.
A more reliable nationwide narrative than we're currently experiencing.
Yes, so we need
hint.
You're kicking the hint. So we need, like she said, a nationwide narrative. We need stories. We need to start taking Bigfoot encounters and logging them in a way that makes sense, that we can start researching things about the Bigfoot that haven't been discovered. And we can do this through narrative. And what that is we'll be able to start piecing together their lifestyle, their family life, if they are migratory.
Squatchapology.
Yeah, Squatchapology.
It's like anthropology, only Squatch apology.
We'll stick with anthropology. Okay.
Squatchiology, which
Squatchiology.
is Squatchiology is because sociology is the study of live cultures, so Squatchiology would be the study of live Bigfoot cultures. Okay. Sorry, my foot kicked the camera.
Yeah. So what are you laughing at here, John?
I'm laughing at Johnny.
Okay.
Just leave it alone and move on.
Okay. So anyway, so that's our plan. So
our plan, for what it's worth, it's an adventure.
It's an adventure.
I got a little nervous yesterday. I said, what was I thinking signing us up for a weird adventure? But I said yes, so
we're doing it. So yeah, we're going to go out of our trusty Blue Mountains and into the bigger world. Dun dun dun. Not that I haven't done research everywhere, but I have. You know, as an anthropologist, you know, I spent time in Chaco Canyon, New Mexico.
I have never driven further than Wyoming.
True.
In my life.
Yeah, I have. I've been back to Maine before, but so it's going to be an adventure. It'll be fun.
So we hope you will all come with us on our adventure.
Yeah. So if you want, we're going to post things on our Facebook pages, Blue Mountain Bigfoot Research or Squatch Oregon or Squatching with Hannah. We'll keep our up-to-date stuff, photos and whatnot of our trip going over there, and then of course I'm going to keep up with the Footprint Fridays. I've got some really cool stuff coming up for you folks. In fact,
you really?
Yes. In fact, the very next Footprint Friday video.
Oh yes, it's really good.
Is we're going to be talking about, and then also think I'm going to follow that up with our live chat the next Sunday after the Footprint Friday. So
next Sunday's Mother's Day.
Oh, that's right.
So everyone, we're going to take the day off and spend it. It's the last time we're going to see his mom until we get back. So we're no live chat. No live chat
next week because I forgot about that. But our Footprint Friday, you need to check that one out when it's going to post Friday morning. And we're going to be talking about dead deer.
That is so gross.
Yeah. And we've got some,
unless that dead deer is on my grill.
Yeah, and we've got some very interesting evidence for you guys sent to us by one of you. I haven't seen him tonight, but he's out there. So
oh yes.
So that's going to be fun. So stay tuned for that. So going across America.
So
who's in?
What other scintillating content do you have for us tonight?
Well, we talked about the bees.
Everyone healthy out there?
Yeah. How you doing?
How you
doing? No, actually, we did get to go out for like a very quick time in the afternoon. We just decided, what the heck, let's jump in the truck and head out to our squatchy spot. And so we got to spend like a minute out there because we had to get back.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. So, but we did find out that our squatchy spot, you can get to it now. I mean, there's a couple little patches with some pretty deep snow drifts you got to plow through to get there, but they're just a few drifts across the road, but generally everything's pretty much cleaned out. So we're going to be hitting that up maybe this week sometime.
Yeah. So Craig is telling us that he thinks Mr. Foot stole his elk. Probably.
More than likely.
And that he hasn't heard of anyone even having a cold for 3 weeks.
Ooh. That's interesting. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that.
No.
We're done with it. I'm just done. It is so ridiculous. I mean, we have...
You're done with it, remember?
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I mean, does anybody know anybody who's caught the virus?
Actually,
I know one person.
I know people who know people.
Yeah. I know 2 people, but they work in a hospital.
Yes. Honestly, the big multiplicity of cases are in large metropolitan areas where people are stacked on each other. Out here in the sticks,
0.
not even RVers, and of course RVers practice social distancing as a chronic lifestyle because we don't like people.
That's us.
But in rural America, social distance is normal. I mean, you don't live in a high-rise apartment. Look, for instance, Baker City has 10,000 people on a good day. On an average day, probably 9,000. And
that's spread over the entire county.
And that's the entire history of Baker. So roughly 10,000 people. In the city of Manhattan, there are 10,000 people in 4 square blocks. So out here, there's hardly anything. I mean, there's just not, to look at the hospital in Manhattan or Seattle or LA or something and to extrapolate that across the United States, not very accurate.
Yeah.
This is a pandemic of urban industrial areas, not of rural agricultural areas.
Yep.
And those of us who are rural agricultural area residents are getting pretty fed up.
Yeah, we are. So we'll keep you updated. We might even throw up. Yeah, we could do this. I just thought about that. We can put my phone in the truck and we could do some live chats while we're driving. We might do that. We've done that before.
Those are horrible.
I know. We'll find some place.
Because it's like, what are we going to talk about now, honey? No. I don't know. What are we going to talk about? Well, I don't know. Look, there's a road sign. Ooh. Some YouTubers can really do interesting live drive chats.
Yeah, so we may do that. It would be fun. Like, here's Nebraska.
That was nice.
That was nice forever. Big, long, straight road, no turns, and no hills.
And corn. Corn.
Yeah, and that's it. But
my grandma was from Nebraska.
Actually,
never talked about it a day that I knew her.
Yeah, actually, on our way back though next year, we're going to try to kind of skirt south
during the winter.
During the winter time. Oh, we might go back south. No, we're going to scooch north. We're going to go to South Dakota for sure. That's one of the squatchy places we want to hit, and we're going to spend a little time there. And then we're going to probably go through northern Idaho, northern Washington, and then work our way down through Bluff Creek, California, down through California.
If California has opened up.
Yeah.
Which is always
so it should be blown over.
But sometime this winter, we will have worked our way down south to Arizona, Texas, and his personal mecca, Falk, Arkansas. Anyone out there know what Falk, Arkansas is famous for? Come on, let's hear it in the chat. Even I know this. Even I know what Falk, Arkansas is all about.
Yep.
Oh, Craig Crandall says that he was supposed to be RVing with his wife, but she has a sick daughter.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Is she sick with the sick? Or is she sick with something else?
Yeah. Oh, Craig put in
the Falk
Monster. Yes. So
the legend
of Boggy Creek. So yeah, you got to
the very first docudrama with the worst music ever written.
Yeah, but it is awesome.
My Coronaville parody was better than that music.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we're going to go down there and go to the Monster Mart in Falk, Arkansas, but we're also going to go down to Boggy Creek and the, what is it?
There's a Falk pizza place.
I know, but I'm trying to think of the area.
I got pizza on the brain.
And for some reason in my head, it's salt fork, salt something. Anyway, so we're going to.
Craig, you haven't watched Boggy Creek? Is that free on Netflix?
I don't think so. It might be, but if you haven't watched The Legend of Boggy Creek, I meant find it.
Look, that is like Bigfoot canon.
I think it's on YouTube. I think you can actually watch it on YouTube.
All right, Johnny says the Rodney Dangerfield of Crips, Mothman, is also from north of La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Oh, there we go. So we'll have to check out the Mothman. He was on my list.
Okay, not liking how the purple is fading into red. That's all I can say.
Oh, you're funny. I just noticed that.
I'm trying to be funny. No, I don't have to try. In and around the Mississippi River Valley. Yep. I've also never seen the Mississippi River.
You will this time.
I know.
We're going to drive right over it.
Are we crossing that awesome bridge that goes across it?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we going to drive through the big arch?
No, we're not going that way. No.
Are we?
We're going to be in Ohio when we cross it. So.
Oh. I have a
Ohio.
I have a
Any
friend
cryptids in Ohio? I think there is.
I have a friend in Ohio.
Grassman, the Grassman of Ohio.
Is that northern Ohio? That's where my friend lives.
Yes, that's the Grassman, which is another Bigfoot, by the way. Just another name for a Bigfoot. We'll have to check that one out, too.
Craig says he's only a few months into being convinced Bigfoot exists.
Awesome.
Honestly, Craig, if there's any way we can get over to LeGrand and pay you a call before we leave, let us know what time this week. Not Tuesday or Thursday, but maybe Friday.
Yeah, we got to go to Boise.
We're going to Boise Monday. Tuesdays and Thursdays are just bad for me.
Yeah, and, so maybe Wednesday or Friday.
That would be awesome. Oh, yes, we're going to Boise tomorrow. Medical appointments and stuff, but we're coming back with our own little cryptid.
Yep.
The grandson who started this grand adventure.
Yep.
I blame Julian.
There we go.
It was our summer with Julian that said we need to sell the house and do the RV thing.
Yep.
So
that's happening.
Just get a hold of us here. I'll put email us at squatchoregon@gmail.com. Email us.
Yeah, so email us. We'd like to connect with you.
We really would. And honestly, if we are ever in your area, we are dead serious. We want to connect. Socially distant if necessary, but if much better would be to sit down over a cup of coffee and face to face. Mm-hmm. Get to know people, listen to people. That's what we want to do.
Yeah, and
get off the chat bar.
Get off the chat bar. We want, face to face. We want to hear your story. We want to talk to you about it. We want to answer questions. We want to ask you questions.
I love cooking for people, and I've got a full kitchen in here.
And FYI, when she said sit down over coffee, she is known as the Bigfoot barista. She's a former Starbucks employee and
that was the funnest summer of my life. I have to tell you, that was awesome.
And she knows how to
I will make you a mean macchiato.
Yeah. or whatever Yeah, so and we have the wherewithal to do that here in our camper too.
Yes,
so.
And by the way, I'm not joking about making the best jalapeno poppers in the world.
Yep.
In fact, just made them the other night.
She did. So
no, I love to entertain. I love to have company. And so
honestly, we love to hear the Bigfoot stories. And that's our life.
And just because we are sitting around a little camper dinette does not mean it won't be as wonderful as your best Denny's.
Yeah. So
Craig's been drinking Starbucks since the 70s, before they were a thing. That's right.
Okay.
All right. So
that's awesome. So, we got like 5 minutes. Yeah. So keep an eye out for these hornet things.
By the way, you're not giving them the context, the size context on that. They really can't tell how big that mother bluffer is.
Yeah. Actually, if you look at this,
so its disgusting.
Its head alone is
as big as your thumb.
Well, kind of big as half a fingernail, I'm guessing.
And look at if you look at the guy, is the scratches on his thumb there?
I wonder if that was from that. But yeah, so if you're out in the woods,
watch out for that.
In the northwest, watch out for these.
That son of a glitch.
Yeah, the murder hornets. These giant hornets. Because like they said, they kill 50 people a year
in Japan, and now they're here.
I
know this. It's like Godzilla meets the Japanese Godzilla movies. Who is the nuclear nuclear reactive monster?
Godzilla is.
Oh, but where's
Godzilla's the one.
Who does Godzilla fight?
Mothra. There's a whole bunch.
Anyway, yeah, it's like a Japanese comic book come to life.
So
okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for watching. You know what? It's there has been so much change in our lives. Our daily, all of us are in the same boat. And I want to slightly apologize because our routines have been so upended, and there has not been a settling into even a new normal, because the normal changes from week to week. And so the content hasn't been awesome. Mm-hmm. However, we're charming.
Yeah.
And we love you, and we are so glad you're here with us. And so, as always,
that's yeah. I want to just, yes, we're so glad you're here with us. We really appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys talking in the chat. We appreciate you guys sending us emails
and coming every week to see us, because honestly, we really want to get to know you as people.
Yeah.
And that's why we do this, so that when we get out there, you will say, hey, let's meet up.
And I was kind of disappointed about my summer, because we had a whole different set of plans. I was slated to speak at the
all sorts of festivals.
The Oregon Bigfoot Festival in Portland, and
our own festival,
and Wolf Creek, Oregon, and then there was even a two Bigfoot train rides I was speaking on in Elgin,
and
Oregon.
Their catering they have on those is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, so and both those are pretty much gone for us now. So
our whole summer was just kind of, we had no idea what we were going to do, and then the thing in Maine came up, and it's like we could not turn that down.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe and share with your friends, and leave lots of comments, not just in the chat, but when
she coughed.
It's because I haven't had enough water today, you
dork. Oh, okay, all right.
Anyway, but after it posts, go down into the comments beneath the video and chat us up. No, honestly, know that we really do love you. We really we want to build a true Bigfoot community.
Right.
A community.
Yes, a community.
I'm a social worker, for crying out loud.
I know. And
I love community.
And we're very super accepting, and we want to hear your stories. And nothing's too outlandish for me. Trust me.
I might make fun of UFOs in Bong Park, but it doesn't mean that I discount the possibility.
True. It's a big universe. So
thank you so much. We will see you in 2 weeks for another evening with the Paddy Wagon. And until then, keep it squatchy.
And go out and look for Bigfoot. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.